What if you could leap over your own house, run faster than an Olympic sprinter, or lift objects twice your weight with ease? This isn't a superhero movie. This would be our everyday reality if the force holding us to the planet, Earth's gravity, was suddenly cut in half.
Welcome to the new episode of What If?
Gravity is the invisible force that gives us weight. It's what makes a dropped mug shatter on the floor. If it were halved, the very fundamentals of life would change overnight. Let's start with the most immediate effect, on our own bodies.
The first thing you'd notice is on the scale. You and everything else would literally be half your current weight, but your mass, the actual amount of you, remains the same. This is the key to a world of strange new possibilities.
Think about jumping. Your muscles are built to propel your current mass. With half the weight holding you down, you could jump nearly twice as high. A casual hop could clear a car. Stairs would become obsolete.
Everyday strength would be superhuman. That heavy sofa you need help moving, you could lift it alone. A full refrigerator? No problem. Your existing muscle power would be operating against half the resistance. That's the premise. And just imagine what life would look like if that was...
And running? With less downward force, your feet spend less time on the ground. Your stride length would double. You could easily outrun a racehorse. The world record for the 100-meter dash would be shattered in under 6 seconds.
But there's a downside. Our bodies adapt. With less effort needed to move, our muscles would atrophy and our bones would weaken, becoming more brittle over time. We'd have to exercise constantly just to maintain basic health.
It's not just us. The entire biosphere evolved under this specific gravity. Giant trees like redwoods rely on strong gravity to help them maintain their stability. In halved gravity, they would grow taller but much weaker. That's the premise. Imagine a world where even the forest leans...
Forests would become treacherous. A mild windstorm could topple entire woodlands. The very structure of wood would be too weak to support its own weight at such great heights, leading to constant collapse.
And imagine the oceans. Buoyancy would work differently. The largest animals, like blue whales, would find it even easier to surface and breach. But this change would disrupt the entire marine ecosystem's delicate balance.
Now, let's think bigger. Earth's gravity is what holds our atmosphere in place. Have the gravity, and you weaken that grip. Our air would begin to leak into space. Slowly, but surely, our planet would start to suffocate.
Over thousands of years, atmospheric pressure would drop significantly. The sky would transition from bright blue to a dark, starry black, even at noon. Breathing would become difficult, like living on a high mountain peak.
This loss of atmosphere would also destroy our protection from solar radiation. Without a thick layer of air to shield us, the sun's UV rays would become deadly, making life outside nearly impossible without serious protection.
And what about the moon? Its orbit is a balance between its velocity and Earth's gravitational pull. With a weaker pull, that balance is broken. The moon would begin to drift away from us, slowly, into a wider orbit.
As the moon recedes, it would appear smaller in our sky. The spectacular total solar eclipses we experience today would become a thing of the past, replaced forever by partial and annular eclipses.
The moon's weaker gravitational pull would have a direct effect on our oceans. Tides, which are crucial for marine life and coastal ecosystems, would be drastically reduced, becoming a mere fraction of their current strength.
Now, back to the animal kingdom. Flight would be revolutionized. Birds could grow to immense sizes. Imagine eagles with wingspans of a small airplane. Flight would require less energy, allowing for longer migrations.
Even our pets would be affected. Your cat would become an acrobatic marvel, capable of leaping to the top of your house in a single bound. Keeping them off the kitchen counter would be a lost cause.
Human technology would adapt. Planes would need much less runway to take off, and could carry far heavier loads for the same amount of fuel. Air travel would become cheaper and more efficient. But the biggest winner would be spaceflight.
Escaping Earth's gravity well is the most fuel-intensive part of any launch. With half the gravity, we could launch massive spacecraft with a fraction of the fuel.
Care. This would kickstart a true space age. We could build enormous space stations and lunar bases with ease. Missions to Mars would become routine, opening the solar system to exploration and colonization.
Back on Earth, our infrastructure would be in crisis. Our tallest skyscrapers were engineered for specific loads. In halved gravity, their own structural integrity could fail, causing them to lean or collapse.
Bridges, overpasses, and dams would face similar fates. The careful balance of forces they rely on would be thrown into chaos, making most of our modern engineering dangerously obsolete.
Even timekeeping would be affected. Grandfather clocks with pendulums would slow to a crawl. Gravity-powered mechanics would fail, forcing us to reinvent even the simplest technologies from the ground up.
The daily tasks would become messy. Pouring a drink would be a challenge, with liquids forming globular, sloshing streams. Plumbing would need a complete redesign to function, without strong gravity to pull water down.
Sports would be unrecognizable. The arc of a basketball, the flight of a soccer ball, the force of a tackle in football. All of it would change. Every sport would have to rewrite its rulebook.
Even your hair would behave differently. With less weight pulling it down, it would float and drift more, always seeming to have more volume. It's a small, strange example of how every little thing would change.
So, a half-gravity Earth would be a world of contradictions. We'd be superhumanly strong and agile, but physically weaker. We'd conquer space, but lose our own atmosphere. We'd gain incredible freedom, but lose our world's stability. That's the premise.
It shows us that gravity isn't just a force. It's the architect of our world. It shaped our bodies, our planet, and our very definition of normal. Tweak it, and the entire house of cards is rearranged.
So while leaping over houses sounds fun, the chaos that would follow makes our current gravity, the one that makes a dropped mug shatter, seem like a perfect and precious balance.
What other fundamental force should we mess with next? The speed of light? The strength of magnetism? Let me know your wildest what-if ideas in the comments below. If your mind is even a little bit blown, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on.